And the horse butt. Ew.
Okay, the elf is like 800 years old. Cynthia.
I put Trusty
Beat the
away.
box to death. That's what she said.
Is it a home or a hotel? Like, what is it?
It's a big manor house. So, I mean, as I would assume things happen when you own a big home like that, you've got to pay for that upkeep somehow. So chances are pretty good that he often rents out
B&B.
Yeah, the manor for these kinds of special occasions, though, like weddings or honeymoons or, you know.
Friends of the family get invited and they pay a fee.
Yeah, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Lord Luca von Helter introduces himself as the owner of the manor. You know, bids you welcome and says that, you know, any questions that you have, he's more than happy to cooperate and assist in the investigation any way possible. He says that the house is open to you. There are no places that are out of bounds or, you know, that you can't access.
So how do you know the couple?
He explains, okay, no, wait. I often rent rooms and spaces and wings of the manor even for special occasions such as weddings and honeymoons and things of the like. And that was the case here. I didn't personally know the couple, but they seemed like a lovely couple, very much in love.
How long did they have it rented for?
Well, they held the ceremonies here earlier today, and they had their honeymoon evening booked for tonight. And tomorrow they were going to decide if they were going to stay for an additional evening or if they were going to leave in the morning.
Okay.
Were any of their family members here? Was this like a...
No, they left just after the dinner.
But they were... Oh, I see. Okay. And they were obviously still alive then.
Yeah.
When was the last time they were seen alive?
Oh, well, my staff may have a better answer for you. I tend to be pretty hands-off once everyone has arrived and I have greeted the guests and the ceremonies and things of that nature get underway.
Do we know who served the room beforehand?
Well, you have the staff who works here. And I will tell you, you have Isaac Whitley, who you've already met. Mm-hmm. There's Harriet Sturgis. She's the primary housemaid. And Sophie Turner, she's the chef.
Harriet is who? Sorry?
The maid.
Harriet
okay.
Sturgis is the head housemaid. Sorry, primary housemaid.
Can we speak to them?
As I said, there's no room that is off bounds.
For the previous murders, were they all guests as well, or were any of them related to the...
No, they were all guests.
Helters?
They were all guests.
All guests?
Yeah.
And they all fell off the balcony in similar fashions?
No, not
stabbed?
necessarily, but there does seem to be the running theme of the gruesome stabbings. That seems to be pretty consistent through all of them, as far as I know, yes.
Always couples?
Usually couples, yes.
Is it always the female that's stabbed?
Usually, yes.
Above the heart?
And the heart, yes.
Which seems like... Huh. Sorry, did we already ask this? Are we able to see who died first?
That would have been a medicine check outside.
Can we do that?
We already saw the bodies.
I mean, you can go back outside if you want.
I wonder
go out and take a look and see if we can tell who actually...
Go back outside? Okay.
Yeah.
That could be useful.
Okay.
I don't know how yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Can we do a medicine?
Yes.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
give
gonna
me a
just-
second.
19.
Whoa. So you wanted to see if you could tell who died first?
Yes.
Okay.
That could tell us who the perpetrator was aiming for first. Maybe
Sure,
or maybe
yeah.
not, right?
Yeah. The man seems to have died first, and the woman seemed to have survived her fall, but then was stabbed through the heart.
Survived her fall and then stabbed.
Yeah.
Oh.
At least that's what the preliminary details of the investigation have
We're going to
shown.
be like forensic experts by the end of this, like in real life, for realsies.
It's true. This is way better than murder TV.
I love it.
Murder porn.
I want to go back to the staff. I want to find out who saw them last.
Sure.
I still want to investigate out here, but I'm not quite sure what I want to investigate yet. So I'm just kind of like mulling
Yeah, I'm
things
going
over.
up to the room.
Okay.
Okay, well, I can tell you that really all that's outside at this point is the 2 bodies.
Can I look at their fingernails?
Sure.
Medical?
Medical check.
Medi-
Medicine check.
medicine?
Yep.
Are they just like regular humanoid size, like 5 foot, whatever?
Yeah. Okay. 18. So I'm just gonna look under.
Yeah.
Hey, we've all watched like forensic files. Where they look for,
Absolutely.
Yes, I know
like,
you're going
blood and
nuts.
Yeah, I know
skin
exactly what you're
right?
getting at. Yeah, no, there are no defensive marks whatsoever. Yeah.
Okay.
No skin under the nails.
No skin under the nails.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
none
right,
of
so
that.
I'm going up to the room
Okay.
and looking around.
Does anybody want to talk to Mr. Von Helter,
I'd like to talk to the housemaid.
head housemaid? Okay.
Not right now, for the Lord.
Okay.
But we ask him not to leave, to remain.
Oh yeah,
on
no,
premises.
nobody who is inside the house is allowed to leave per the investigation.
So nobody's looking sketchy. Can we do like a perception on that, or are they like nobody's kind of sweating and?
Yeah, no, nobody. I mean, everybody is kind of freaked out. I mean, another murder at the
No
thing.
blood
is
splatter on anyone.
Yeah, no,
No obvious signs.
no. there's
Before I head up, I asked him if any of his staff has ever been murdered.
no, none of the staff.
Just guests.
Just guests.
Okay.
Yes.
Guests of like people they've never seen before. Or these like repeated guests, like people who've come before.
Yeah, no, but all of our bookings are usually first time bookings. Yeah.
Usually couples.
Yeah.
Or are they all newly married couples as well?
We do have a lot of weddings here, so it is very common. I mean, it's beautiful grounds. It's a beautiful building.
Were they ever all murdered on their wedding nights?
Well, I mean, that's when they tend to spend the evening here, is after the wedding.
Even so, no one for the longer stay murdered?
No, all the stays are
older
usually,
couples murdered?
all of the,
One-nighters?
yeah, they like 1 or 2 nights seems to be the common. I mean, it is quite expensive, so.
Okay, so can I go talk to Harriet or Sophie, the chef?
Absolutely. Which one would you like to
I
talk
tag
to?
along with Meg.
Sure. Harriet, let's talk to Harriet first.
Harriet is a human woman. She looks like to be about 30 years old. And you know at this point that she's the primary housemaid and spends most of her day tidying the manor, cleaning things up and dusting and making sure that things are in order. She tells you that she was hired about 10 years ago. And she knows that Luca was friendly with the couple, and they had their wedding here at the manor, and he was happy to have them. He wasn't annoyed with the intrusion on his time.
So you've been around over the course of like other murders that have happened?
I've been here for 10 years, so this is
Yeah.
probably the second, I believe, murder that I've seen.
Did you hear any screaming or anything like that in the night?
I didn't hear anything like that. I mean, there's rumors and the tall tales that you hear of the Red Lady. She's said to be a ghost that has been haunting the manor for the greater part of a century. A lot of people describe her as a vengeful ghost that preys on beautiful young women. I'm not really sure of when the ghost initially started haunting the manor, and I personally haven't seen her.
Praise.
When was the last time you saw the couple?
It would have been just as they were retiring upstairs for the evening.
What time of the evening was that, roughly?
It was after the dinner, so probably 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Did they ask for any like room service later in the night, or
Well, that's all part of the package. When they arrive, there's a bottle of champagne and strawberries, and
so that's all left in the room?
Yeah,
no one
it's
brought
a-
anything. they didn't
Nobody has
request
brought anything else in. Yeah, no.
Did they
So
seem
that's
in
the-
good spirits?
Very good spirits. They were very much in love.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for talking to us.
If there's anything else you need, please let me know.
So you'll be sticking around?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to talk to Sophie.
Okay. And as you're leaving, Harriet does say that Sophie doesn't enjoy spending time around Luca all that much.
Oh.
She does mention that. And then it almost looks like she kind of stops short of going on to explain further. But
I would really like to hear more about that.
she says Sophie is quite young. And she is a chef fresh out of culinary school, so it could simply be, first job jitters. And she tells you that you can find her in the library, which is on the second floor.
Insight check on what she said about her opinion on Sophie's thoughts, I guess.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. 10.
She's very much telling the truth.
Okay.
Yep.
Like, is Luca a creep?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of leaning towards.
Is he a Harry Weinstein?
Right?
Harvey.
Or
Harvey.
she's
Harvey Weinstein.
disturbing the waters.
I should have some more wine.
Yes. Have more wine.
Like, I didn't, so I would be around her same age, Sophie's same age.
Yeah.
I didn't get a weird feeling from him.
No.
But I also can't even with horse boy, so I'm not really a reliable source.
I mean, you're probably still a little flustered from, brushing
Horse
a horse's
boy.
ass in front of a cute stable boy. Yeah.
Let's go talk
I imagine you have like a flashback at the moment as we're
and I'm like,
like, you all right?
You're just like,
yeah, fine.
your palms
Totally
instantly
fine.
go sweaty, and you're just
yeah.
oh.
Mom spaghetti. Okay, so,
Right.
excuse me, let's go talk to Sophie.
Okay, so you find Sophie, and you actually don't find her in the library. You find her kind of outside of the library. She's kind of pacing up and down the hall. She's about 18 years old, and she seems
She's human?
She seems comfortable. Yeah, she's human. She seems comfortable in her own skin. She tells you that she's only been working in the manor for about a year. She keeps to herself, doesn't really care for the gossip and all of those things.
Tell me about your working relationship with your boss, Luca.
Give me an insight check.
15.
She seems very nervous when you mention Luca's name.
I'm sensing something there.
Yeah, she says again that she doesn't really care for the gossip of others and things like that.
Like, doesn't want to talk about him.
Yeah, she just seems to be very uncomfortable.
So, can I ask you what has he done? You've only been here about a year. Has he done anything that makes you uncomfortable in specific?
She kind of uses the toe of her shoe and kind of kicks at the floor a little bit, and she says, "Look, like he's tried to have inappropriate relations with me on more than one occasion, but
Inside check.
That bastard! I will avenge you.
6.
6.
Someone's in jail too.
Yeah, she's very clearly distressed, but you can't quite tell if what she's telling you is the gospel, as
Okay.
it were.
So that really sucks. Other than that, does he seem like somebody who would be capable or willing to kill guests? And look, we're here we're on your side here. We just want to figure out what's happening. We're not going to go divulge secrets to Luca, but do you have any suspicions about him?
I don't like to think that my boss would be capable of murdering newlyweds. I mean, he did seem a bit jealous, perhaps, of the happiness of the couple, but
Interesting.
yeah, I don't think that he's necessarily the culprit here.
Is there anybody else you feel uncomfortable around?
No, everybody else is wonderful. Isaac and Harriet are both lovely.
How is the couple?
How was the couple?
Yeah.
They were very sweet, very much in love.
No issues with your... Like, Kehr's like stretching for the words with regards to the wedding. The catering?
Yeah, no, they were ecstatic with everything that we had done. They loved the food, which I was thrilled with. They loved the decor, which Harriet was thrilled with. They loved how welcoming everyone was, which is what Isaac was happy about. Everybody was just very happy with the way that things were going.
Is there anyone else we could talk to that you'd suggest?
Well, you've spoken to Harriet, right? Okay, well, there's also Isaac. You're in the house, so I assume that you've already met Isaac, the
Yeah,
butler.
let's go talk to Isaac.
Sure.
Eh,
I mean, there's always Luca himself as well, if you haven't.
okay.
If you want to switch to Xandra and Elizabeth so they can check the room.
Yeah. We can.
As we're doing this, they can be doing that.
Sure. Okay. Xandra, roll a d4 for me. bed. Okay. So the first room that you two find yourselves in, I assume you two are traveling together. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So the first room you guys find yourselves in is the guest bedroom. There's a large canopy bed in the center of the room, which seems like an odd placement for a bed, but it's in the middle of the room. You walk over to the bed and you can just kind of like feel the pillows and stuff, and it's like cashmere sheets. There's no expense spared here. There are too many pillows on this bed. The crimson curtains are closed.
It's not their room, it's just a guest bedroom.
It's a guest bedroom, yeah.
Okay.
There's a chest at the end of the bed, and there's a chest of drawers as well, which is off in the corner. Actually, it was their room because inside the chest of drawers is the clothing from the newlyweds. There's 2 nightstands as well on either side of the bed, and the balcony is beyond the drawn curtains.
I go over and open the curtains on the balcony.
Sure.
And look around.
Okay.
How high is the thingy to me?
What do you mean, the railing?
The railing. That's it. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's this is funny. It is the building code requirement. So if it's 4 feet, it's at 4 feet. Like it's a safe rail.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like at their shins. It's it's a good height.
For their humanoid size.
Yeah.
Because I'm like 7 foot something. No. How tall am I?
I'm going through the chest.
So they're my height, 5'5". Okay. So I'm looking at that just to discern
It's probably
how
just
much force would have been necessary to topple them over the balcony.
Sure, gotcha. Okay. And it probably would have been a shove to get them over the balcony. Like they wouldn't have leaned and just fallen over. They wouldn't have been passionately kissing each other and just whoops over the railing. Like that wasn't a thing.
Looking around the floor, the area.
Yeah.
On the
There's
balcony.
no signs of struggle.
No signs of struggle, nothing.
Nope. You're going through the chest of drawers, you said?
I was going to go through the chest at the end of the bed.
Oh, okay. It's just extra linens. And
Nothing exciting.
yeah, no, nothing exciting in there.
Any signs of a scabbard?
No.
Did I notice if he was wearing a scabbard?
He does have a cane with a raven actually sitting on the top of it. It's the symbol
Is it
for
downstairs or upstairs?
It's with him.
It's with him?
Yeah, it's with Luca.
With Luca.
With Luca, yeah. Sorry, that's who I thought you meant. Oh, you meant the husband.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. No, it's with Luca.
Okay.
He has a cane.
A cane.
Yeah.
There was no impressions or physical evidence on either one of the bodies other than the woman being stabbed in the heart.
Correct.
And there's no...
No black eyes, no split lips, nothing like that.
And nothing up here showing that they may have had a weapon with them that somebody took.
No, there's not even evidence that they, had some fun times in the bed.
So they're still in their wedding clothes.
I look under the bed. Like I'm looking around the room with a fine-tooth comb. Mm-hmm. Looking for anything.
I'm going through the armoire and the chest of drawers for clothing.
You just see clothing
Nothing out of place.
that probably belonged to the couple. Nothing is out of place. There doesn't seem to be anything weird or nothing here that shouldn't be here.
Okay. I'm gonna go back looking for him.
Him.
Who?
Dude, the only other him we talked to.
Luca?
There's
Yeah,
Isaac
that's it.
too.
Yeah, there's also Isaac.
I never talked. Who's Isaac?
He's
The butler.
He
Butler.
introduced us to Isaac.
Yeah.
Or Luca,
Oh, okay, I
briefly.
wasn't- I-
Briefly.
I have
Tells you how
questions
much I
for
was paying
Luca.
attention.
I had just thought of something.
So yeah, as I'm going, I'm looking for anything that could be stabby.
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
So when I do I notice his cane when I get to him?
He uses it to walk.
The bottom of it, what does it look like?
Stabby, stabby.
No. Is it a wooden cane? Is it?
It appears to be.
Does it have
it has a grippy on the bottom, like rubber.
like a rubber grip or? Okay.
Was Isaac in the same room?
Isaac is with Luca, yes.
So by now we're probably meeting up with them. I see the cane, right?
You all see the cane. He's walking with it.
Can I nonchalantly inspect it from a distance?
Are there any others, like an umbrella stand that has other canes and stuff in it?
No, not here. Not in this room.
That'd be perception.
Downstairs?
Yeah.
By the door?
Yeah, no, there's nothing.
12.
12. And you're looking at the cane?
The cane specifically.
Okay,
Because
so
I have a
the
vague
cane,
idea that sometimes they
Yeah,
hide.
I'm gonna look at his cane for any sort of a trigger.
Sure. There's no, like... So the cane, without taking it from him and having an old man fall over on you, the cane is made of it appears to be a very dark wood, and it has a, like, pewter raven that's sitting on top of it. It's kind of perched, and the claws of the feet are kind of digging into the top of
I
it.
was gonna ask if it was a full raven or just like a little one.
No, it's a full raven.
That's so Raven.
That's so Raven. The raven appears to be like about to take flight, like its wings are out, and that's kind of the grip for the cane. And the cane is the family crest of the Helters.
Does the cane look dirty? I rolled a 12, by the way, for perception.
It doesn't look dirty, no.
I go over to him.
Sure.
Persuasion.
And what you say?
What you say?
Yo, Isaac.
Huh?
We're in the room now, so you can ask
Isaac,
a
no.
question.
No,
Old
Luca.
dude.
Yo, Luca.
Yo, Luca. Can I look at your cane?
He says, sure.
There's some patrol cops or whatever in the room too, I would imagine.
No, they're all outside.
Good
all
lord.
outside.
That's
And we're
how
all
we
in
die.
this room with him. I take a look at it. I take a look and I look over the raven.
Yep.
I'm just like pressing random spots in the raven
Sure.
as I look at the bottom of the cane too. How thick is the bottom of the cane?
What do you mean? How thick?
How thick? Is
Like,
it
in
an inch
diameter?
around?
Like how big of a round? Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty good size. You know, he's an old man, and he definitely uses the cane for support. He definitely leans onto it. So it is quite sturdy.
Can I look at the bottom of it?
Okay. Investigation.
I have no idea what I rolled. I knocked it over. 9.
9. The bottom of it looks worn. The rubber bit on the bottom that stops it from sliding out from underneath him when he leans on it, it looks worn. It looks like this is probably the cane that he uses almost all of the time, if not all of the time. Whoa.
Oh, that's your alarm
Timer.
Oh. Whoa.
Yeah, you wanted that. You asked for
I
it.
did. Hang on a second.
That would be mine.
That's yours.
All
Wow.
the sounds. All the sounds.
Wow.
I removed the rubber bottom off of the cane.
Okay. It shows you wood. Bare wood.
Okay.
Can I ask him a question, or are you doing something?
There's a downpour that starts outside, thunder, lightning, bad storm. That was supposed to happen 30 minutes into the game. So,
Okay.
thunder, lightning, bad storm outside.
I put the bottom thing, rubber thing back on,
Okay.
hand it to him.
Okay.
It's a lovely cane.
Thank you very much. It's an heirloom.
Nice.
Thank you.
Looks a bit murdery. Wait, what?
What?
And I was like, oh god, that was supposed to be inside voice.
As the next crash of like thunder and lightning, I'm like-
Yeah, right? That looks a bit murdery, and it goes like...
I look around and I'm like, does this happen often?
Rainstorms?
Well, the thunder and lightning and stuff like that.
You can't have thunder and lightning without rain, really.
Well, you can, but it's more dangerous.
That's what I understand, but thunder and rain is not unusual, but not extremely common here.
Who can tell us about the Red Lady?
The Red Lady, he says. See who can tell you about the Red Lady?
I want to know more details about that, and how old is this story, myth?
Okay. Let's talk about Luca a little bit more. So Luca von Helter, you know that he uses this cane to get around. He is a classically handsome high elf. He has platinum blonde hair that's pulled back into a low braid. And there seems to be a glint of almost mischievousness in his eyes. Like this is a man who enjoys a good joke, a good practical joke even. He's dressed head to toe in the latest fashions, a well-fitting suit with leather shoes, and the cane, of course, that has the Von Helter raven grip at the top of it. He does come across as quite arrogant, as I'm sure most high elves probably do. And when you mention the Red Lady, he doesn't exactly roll his eyes, but he says yes. The Red Lady is said to be haunting the manor and seems to be part of a number of stories that you hear here. Former staff members have said that she is a vengeful ghost that preys on beautiful young women. I'm not exactly sure how accurate that is, but these are the things, these are the folk tales that we hear.
How did the story start?
He says he's not exactly sure when the story started, when it initially started, or even when the ghost started haunting the manor, let alone the stories, if it's real.
Has the house always been in your family?
Yes.
Is there an attic or a basement?
Yep.
Pardon?
Is there an attic or a basement?
There is a wine cellar.
So any other stories with the stories say that the Red Lady preys on young women? Is the myth in particular about how she preys on them?
She just seems to be a vengeful ghost.
There's no backstory related to it.
Doesn't seem to like young women. He
There's
does.
no reason why.
No, he does say that he thinks that that's why his ex-lover, if not ex-wife.
I've been waiting to ask this.
Meg snaps her fingers and points.
Her name was Elise, and she did leave me quite some time ago. And he tells you of a note, right? Tells you of a note that was left saying that she had found another man and that she was leaving him for a
There we
true
go.
love.
There we go.
Insight check.
Sure.
22.
Not only is he telling you the truth, but he is able to produce the note, which he carries with him every single day in the breast pocket of his jacket.
Oh.
He pulls it out and he shows it to you, and it is indeed an old letter on very old paper, and the handwriting is very feminine.
And when did she leave you?
Oh, this was years ago. Many years ago.
Sorry, what was the... Do you mind if we take a look at the note? I know it's very precious to you.
I mean, sure.
Okay.
I'll let him hold it. I don't want to, because it's that old. I don't want to.
Sure, yeah. Make an investigation. Because you're actively looking at it, right?
Any idea when the Red Lady
5.
story
I
started?
suck at that. Why is my investigation only +1?
Don't know. But the note actually does say exactly what he told you. It says it says that I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Luca, but I have found my true love and I have to leave you to essentially live my best life.
I start snickering and I, rudely. I'm like, interesting. So,
excuse yourself, young lady.
I have, no tact. I'm like,
Right.
Okay, so this couple, they were really happy.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I roll perception.
The note.
God damn it, 7.
Okay.
Does it look like it was written? You said it's very feminine. Okay. But does it look like it was written in a way that it was with apprehension or
Duress?
shaky and under duress?
There is what appears to be almost tear stains, not to be too cliche about it, on the letter.
Okay, so tear stains don't necessarily mean that
Duress.
she
It
was,
just- yeah.
but it doesn't necessarily mean she was doing it out of, I'm sorry, but it could also mean, I'm scared.
Could be, yeah. Either broken heart or fear for
Well,
life.
was it written out of her own volition?
Yeah.
Or Luca's just legitimately a murderer who hates happiness.
Dun, dun, dun. Thunder outside. Flash of lightning. He looks sinister in the
draw
flash
my
of lightning.
sword. No,
He's
I'm
like,
kidding.
I mean,
Vincent
what did you
Price.
say?
Where was this note found? Where did you find it when you...
It
or
was
if you
left on my
recall?
desk
Sorry, how many years ago?
many, many years ago.
I need a number. How many years ago?
many years ago.
How many years ago?
He's a
20
high
years?
elf. This could have been like 166 years ago. This was
Yeah.
quite
And how
a
many
while
murders
ago.
have there been?
There have been a few.
Interesting.
Less than 5?
I'm
The
like
red
trying
li-
to signal to you guys. I'm like, I need to talk to you guys. I'm just like kind of obvious, like
The red lady.
What time of day is it now?
It's evening. It's well on into the evening.
I'm getting super uncomfortable.
I'm
just like-
looking at her. I'm like, okay, if you could excuse us for a moment, Luca.
Did we establish how old the red lady story is?
And I take her and
Right.
walk her
That's
off.
what I want to pinpoint, really.
Well, it has said that, hang on, because that was answered in one of
It
these.
was centuries ago, wasn't it? Or
Yeah,
century ago?
or a century, or for the last century.
Is she only appearing when it storms?
Okay,
Yeah, when does she appear?
this is when Isaac has been in the room as well, and he kind of gives a polite and he begins to speak. He says that he spends most of his time in the lounge and the library, and he's been working at the Van Helter Manor for about 60 years. He actually grew up on the estate. His father was the previous butler, and his mother used to be the maid. Because of this, he wants to believe the best of the family whom his family has worked for generations. He is Luca's alibi for the night of the murder.
Yeah.
Can I beckon for him to come
Absolutely.
away from Luca?
Yeah, give me a persuasion check.
Okay. She's going to do that.
Yep.
I'm going back up to the room and looking for any trap doors
Into the guest room?
into the room they were staying in.
Okay,
Look for any like trap doors or hidden doors, that type of thing.
sure.
I
Give
got
me
13.
a 13. Okay. Give me a for traps and stuff. Give me a perception.
19.
Nada. There's nothing. The room is just a room.
Just a room, nothing here hidden that somebody was laying in wait for them.
Nope.
All right, so
Okay, you rolled a 13.
13.
13? Okay. You know that
I'm trying to persuade him to come away from Luca to talk to me.
yeah, so Isaac follows you. He does confess that his master, his boss, I suppose, does come home quite often with young ladies from the tavern, even though he was once married. Elise von Helter was the name of the wife, which you have learned already. Luca told you that. But according to Isaac's father, Elise disappeared one night and has never been heard from again. He believes that she was, in fact, the Red Lady's first victim.
Red lady, my ass. So, is anyone else? It's just me.
I'm there because I wanted to. I'm there too, so because I wanted to hear the origin of the red lady story.
Sure, yeah.
I'm getting kind of nervous because I'm like,
So she suspected the first.
how comfortable are you around Isaac? How comfortable?
I'm
are
very
you around
comfortable. I've worked with him
Luca?
for 60 years. Very comfortable.
Do you have any suspicions that he might be the murderer?
I certainly don't want to have any misgivings of the person who has employed my family for generations.
Sure.
Yeah.
It just seems a little.
To me, it would seem that his biggest character flaw is bringing home floozies from the tavern.
Sure, which is fine. He can have his fun, but I'm just wondering if, like, we read the letter. I'm just wondering if he carries resentment for happy couples.
Sure. I don't think that he is resentful for others' happiness. I don't think so.
Have you ever seen the Red Lady?
No, I can't say that I have.
Has any other staff been witness to her?
Not that I'm aware of. If they have seen her, they haven't said anything to me.
How did this rumor start? Any ideas?
Well, it started probably after Isaac's father, so it probably would have started with Isaac when he took over the manor.
When did Luca's wife? It was his wife, right?
Yeah.
Elise, yeah.
When did she send this letter? When did she leave him? He won't give us an exact date.
Yeah, I don't have an exact date either. It was a number of years ago. It was. It really.
But why?
Keep track of time, people.
Right? I need exact.
Yeah, I
9
mean,
p.m.
time is relative, and when you're working for high elves who live for centuries, the time seems to feel as if it passes.
But has the Red
bit
Lady
differently.
been around? Like, the Red Lady rumors happen after Luca's wife had left him.
I believe it was close to the same time. Yes.
Bam.
Yes.
so I'm
Mic
back
drop.
I go back downstairs.
Okay.
Have any of the floozies that he's brought home wound up murdered?
No. I always see them home safely the next morning.
Do you know? Do you know anything about a stable boy?
I go up to the room.
To the guest bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just get a.
There are 4 rooms that you can explore, by the way. So if you want to explore a different
Yeah,
room,
I'll actually
let
go
me
to the
know.
next room.
Okay.
I want to check out the balcony in particular.
Yeah, she did already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I want to try to get like an idea in my own.
In
Kehr's
your own
head.
In Kehr's own head? Okay.
Yeah. He's gonna look.
Sure.
Can you tell me which room it is?
Yep, let's go.
Can I talk to the police officer just before I forget?
Which one?
The friendliest looking one?
They're all outside, right? In the pouring rain?
No, I think I need to talk to them.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You go outside,
Okay.
pouring rain.
And
And
I'm
the bodies are still there on the ground.
Yes.
In the pouring rain.
Yes.
getting soggy.
Yeah, underneath the black
The tarp
sheets.
on them.
I just kind of voiced my concerns to the police, and I'm like, I have really high suspicions. And I tell them about the letter. And did you guys know about this?
They're
his
like,
wife
oh, we've lived in this town for ages. There's so many rumors that it's all quite silly, don't you think?
No,
We do. I think
don't.
it's all quite silly.
I don't. So, but did you read the letter?
No,
Why?
we had no cause to read a letter.
Do you guys not do? And I don't want to say do not do your job, but I'm like, I mean, you don't seem like you're being as thorough as you could.
What do you suppose an old love letter, an old Dear John letter, an old Dear Von Helter letter has to do with the murder of 2 newlyweds?
That's exactly what it has to do. So apparently, the Red Lady rumor and sightings happened shortly after, around the same time.
If you believe in such things.
I certainly do. I certainly believe that Luca might be the suspect.
How could he be the suspect? He's an
Because he
old
hates
man.
joy.
So you guys are talking in the rain right now, right?
Yeah, like
Under the balcony or near the bodies?
no, they're out on like the perimeter.
And I'm just like getting agitated. I'm like, but don't you think? Like a teenager. And I'm like, listen to me.
Can we see me from the balcony?
I
Yes, you can.
think he's dangerous.
I yell, Meg, get out of the rain.
No! Ow!
Leave the officer alone.
Back out on the balcony.
Yeah.
I look over and see how far away they are from the balcony.
They're not like
A ways away.
yeah, they're not a ways away from the balcony. They haven't fallen under the balcony. They're so you go over a rail and whatever the mathematics are for that, that's the proper distance.
Since it's raining, I'm just like, quick look over, see the bodies. And then I'm looking above too.
Sure.
The balcony.
Yeah.
Then back inside out of the rain.
Okay.
We're on the top floor of the manor? Or is there
There's
another
one
level?
floor above. Yeah.
There is one floor above.
Yeah.
Okay, I look to Kehr. I'm going to go look at the next room.
Sure, I follow.
Okay. Give me a D4. And if you hit a 1, re-roll.
I'm looking for blood splatter too and sharp pointy things. As we're walking.
3.
You head into a lounge area, and the first thing that you notice is a faint scent of smoke. Standing at about 4 feet tall and 5 feet wide, there's a marble fireplace. It's the centerpiece of this room. There's an intricate brass ember screen that encases the front to protect the rug in front of it, which looks very expensive from, sparks and embers flying out of the fire. There's a lot of delicate vases that sit gracefully on the mantle across the top of it, so it's very well decorated. There's a lot of just various baubles and little decorations and knickknacks and things like that are around the room, and they're kind of sitting on benches through the room and on the windowsills, and basically if there's a surface, it has some kind of thing on top of it. Yeah, knickknack on top of it. There's a grand piano in the room. It actually looks like it's been played quite a lot. The ivory of the keys is even worn away a little bit.
Well tickled.
Yes, well tickled. The walls are lined with bookshelves, and they stretch from the floor all the way up to the vaulted ceiling, and there's a ladder, you know what I mean, that goes on the rail that would travel along the wall so you could reach the top shelves of the bookcase.
Is this room adjacent to the other room?
It's like down the hallway a bit and on the opposite side.
Okay.
Okay. There's a large painting above the fireplace, and it shows a man and a woman together standing outside of the manor, like in front of the front door.
What does she look like?
She's beautiful.
What is she wearing?
Red.
She's wearing a red gown. No, she's wearing like a wedding gown. So it's like on their wedding day.
Do we recognize the couple?
No.
So it's not Luca and possibly Elise.
I mean, it could be the guy's 80 years old, so it might be kind of hard to.
I thought he was
tell.
an elf. He would be like ancient. before
Sorry,
more
yeah.
than
He's
80.
like, okay, sorry, that was the butler that was 80 years old. Okay, the elf is like 800 years old. Cynthia.
So probably not Luca then.
I mean, it could be.
But
but-
you don't see any regular features.
Yeah.
I'm looking around at sharp, the knickknacks, seeing anything sharp and pointy.
Yeah, I'm looking around at everything.
Yeah, there doesn't seem
Going
to
around.
be anything that fits the description of or that could have inflicted the wound on the woman downstairs.
There's a fireplace, right? What about the
The poker
pokers?
for
poker?
the fireplace.
Yeah, the poker
fireplace.
doesn't have the pointy end on it. It just has the curved end on it to like kind of grab the
hook and stuff, so not
yeah
sharp and pointy.
yeah
Okay.
exactly.
But I think we should also look out. I mean, it's kind of rainy, but look outside for the weapon, right? Wouldn't you think if it was used, it would be,
Tossed into the woods.
yeah, or a lake or whatever?
It's raining though.
You'd think the police people would
I
have
already
done their
bagged.
jobs.
There's a reason why you guys have been called in, right?
So I'll check the next room.
Okay. Roll a d4, and if it's a 1 or a 3, re-roll.
I had one. 4.
Okay. So you are going to head to the wine cellar.
Okay, I'm good with that.
As you descend the stairs towards the cellar, you start to feel the chill of the air. I mean, it's underground, so things do get a little bit cooler as you head down. As you continue down, it actually becomes a little bit harder to breathe. It's very obvious that nobody spends a whole lot of time down here. You reach the bottom of the staircase, and there's a single wooden door. You try the doorknob and it gives way easily. It's not locked or anything like that. And as you enter the cellar proper, there's a lot of like rugs that are rolled up, and there's chairs and tables and paintings and mirrors, and there's like a broken statue. It appears like the wine cellar probably doubles as a bit of a storage area as well. You kind of make your way through the storage stuff, and you find a large tapestry that covers most of a wall, and wine racks which are filled to capacity, and they're situated in the far back of the cellar.
So where am I? I'm still outside, right?
Yes, you're still arguing with the police officer about why they didn't look at the letter.
I'm looking around for anything that could have made the stabby.
The
Investigation.
The tapestry itself, is it a picture of anything, or is it just like one of those obscure pattern things? Is it depicting anything, or is it?
Yeah, it looks
floral?
like it may have, at one point in time, because it is quite worn, it looks like it may have depicted the manor, and there does seem to be like a decorative, like flowery border that kind of goes around the outside of the tapestry.
So, like,
Does it look like it's been disturbed around here? Like, is there a layer of dust on stuff?
Yeah, if anything, there are footprints to the wine rack and back out again. It doesn't look like anybody has spent any amount of time down here at all.
Kehr's staring at the tapestry. He's got like one fist on his chin. And he's looking at it.
Give me perception.
I go look at it with him.
Sure.
It's like it's really big, right?
Perception as well, Cynthia.
17.
Okay.
You know those stories about
20.
tapestries this size? It's like, should we look behind it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that.
Okay.
That's
Well,
17 about the tapestry.
okay. You look behind it, and surprise, there is what appears to be an old door.
What do you know? They're true.
So I look at it to see if it's like locked.
It is locked.
I'm gonna go get Elizabeth, and
I'm gonna take out my thief's tools and pick the lock.
I'll get Meg too. Meg, get out of the rain.
Yeah.
No! Still arguing.
We found a secret door.
No, I don't say that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, come.
Fine. Nope. I dropped cookies everywhere.
Oh,
Thieves tools.
I get the
Pick
others.
the lock.
you're picking the lock. Okay.
Yep.
Thieves tool check is a, what's the,
I have no idea.
yeah, what does it take to use thieves tools? Aaron, you should know this too on your character
should.
sheet. Yeah.
I have no thieves' tools. I have a pan flute, though.
Well,
I get that
Depends
too.
on the DC of the door. And
okay.
Well,
Dex.
whatever. I rolled a 16 on die. Plus my skills, I guess.
Okay.
if you're proficient in it.
I have, this will be plus 2. And whatever the skill is, plus whatever.
more? No, it's okay. I could help you. But I guess I'm not. Yes, yeah, do that.
16 on die. That's going to do it. With a little bit of struggle. So you're like, it's not quite working.
As I tromp down the stairs, I'm like, we got this door we found. It's locked.
Yeah.
Who are you
Xandra's already
telling?
through it. I'm
come
telling
on,
you
you
two.
little
I've herded you downstairs with us.
Yeah.
You hear me saying, "Come on, you little," and then click, click.
Yeah. Mutter, mutter, grumble, grumble, click, click.
Okay, well, we don't need to unlock the door anymore, but still.
That was a good sound. Well done.
It was, right?
I like it.
Yeah, I don't want the staff to know about this yet.
So I don't actually open it. I unlock it,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then I back up, and
okay.
cast Mage Hand, and that opens the door.
Oh, and that opens the door.
And that's the part when I walk in.
Oh yeah, we
something
should use our
explodes.
spells for everything.
I'm casting Mage Hand, and it's
Sure.
I'm backing up.
Okay.
Hold the tapestry open, backing up with it between me, just peeking around it, just
Yep.
peeking around the tapestry, and getting Mage Hand to open the door.
Okay. There's no traps or anything, no spells on the door, so it opens up, no problem. There's no, poof of poison. There's no, sharp objects that come flying
No
through
regret.
the door. Yeah, there's no Indiana Jones style stuff that comes through the door. It just opens on its own. And inside the room seems kind of dark.
Light.
Okay. You see in the middle of the room a desk.
Dusty.
So now we're there and
Yeah, is it dusty?
No, it's not.
no dust anywhere? No layer of dust?
Well, if there's no light filtering through, you're not going to have dust generally, because it has to have the light for the dust to actually be there.
What?
Isn't it,
If you have a
There's
room that's
air.
closed off, unless there's there's still air, but that doesn't mean there's going to be dust. You have to have something to actually make the dust and stuff like that.
Okay. Give me a perception check, everyone who's going to go into the room.
I guess I'm begrudgingly. I'm like, this doesn't feel safe. Maybe somebody should stand out here so
Then
we
you
don't
can
get locked
stand
in.
outside and guard
I
the
will.
door.
Why aren't the police worried about the letter?
Right? I'm just obsessing.
15.
I'm also obsessing with the
15?
stable boy.
No, 16.
yeah,
16.
you're switching between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the horse butt. Ew.
And like Hair's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
16. Aaron, what did you roll?
15.
15.
Atta
Okay.
boy.
So you get inside the room.
I'm slowly shuffling in where Meg's,
Sure.
Meg's yakking away.
You go inside the room and you see that on top of the desk there seems to be a lot of papers and stuff like that. It just seems to be like ledgers. There's some stuff that seems to be related to a shipping business. You can tell from the paper that there may be some nefarious smuggling activities from time to time. And there's a bookshelf to the left of the desk that has a lot of books on necromancy and exorcisms. And there is also a locked chest in the room.
Aha.
Aha.
Okay, so yeah, I took my quarterstaff and cast light on it. for it.
Okay. I'm pointing around the room. And so you find the chest and
Go take a look at the chest.
Okay.
Does it look like a chest like we saw upstairs, or does it look like a chest, different chest?
it's a chest that you would put keepsakes in.
Okay.
Like bodies.
How big is the chest?
Not like a coffin. I mean, it's a fair sized chest. It's probably like 2 by 3, maybe. I don't know. Just like the old steamer trunks.
Yeah,
that
I
the
have
ladies. Yeah, that. It's probably about that size.
So I look at it. Does it look like it's been disturbed?
It doesn't look like it's been disturbed in some time.
Is it locked?
Investigation.
9.
You don't seem to be able to get a very good handle on the cover to be able to tell. Anybody else want to try to open it?
Not 20.
It was either really bad or really good.
Yeah, right? Wow. Holy. You had us all guessing. With the natural 20, it is absolutely locked. Yeah.
Thieves' tools.
Unlocking.
I do my thieves' tools again.
Okay.
I pop my head in the room.
Was there anything I added to that?
Talking to me.
I don't remember.
If you're proficient, I think you can add your proficiency bonus.
You have to be proficient in thieves' tools to have them, don't you?
No, anybody can have them.
Oh, okay.
I am proficient in them.
Okay. Well, then your proficiency bonus, I would imagine.
Okay, so that'd be 12.
12? Okay. You're struggling with the lock on this one.
You're outside the room,
Like,
muttering to yourself.
Like, my head's popped in, and then she's like right above
10.
me.
10. What's your proficiency?
When Xandra steps back from the chest, I let her know that I haven't mentioned anything to Isaac or Luca about this room.
Okay,
That we
good.
found it.
Okay.
2, so 12.
12. Okay. Yeah, that's not going to be quite good enough to pick the lock on this one either.
I'm going to try again in a second.
Okay.
I can use trusty, and I pull out my great club.
Fuck it. Why not?
No,
Beat the
we are
box
not
to death.
destroying it.
Okay, let's
I
see.
put trusty
Beat the
away.
box to death. That's what she said.
Ew. What is
Oh my god, who's... Okay, so I'm going to try again.
Okay. With thieves' tools?
Yeah,
Yep.
19.
Yeah, that's going to do it.
Like I'm crestfallen.
So you get back at it and you're like,
No
"Arr,"
trusty.
grumble, 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 and all of a sudden you hear click, 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 pop, and the lock opens.
Okay, I step behind it and open it.
So it faces everybody else who's stepped into the room.
Hey, if they don't move, that's not my problem.
Yeah, I'm inside the room now.
Well, there's nothing that shoots out of the chest.
Okay, look inside.
Look inside. Give me a investigation check, please.
I'm looking
16.
16. All right. So, inside the chest, you find a silver hand mirror. You find an ivory comb with a rose on the handle.
Colors of rose.
It's all white. It's all ivory.
Okay.
You see an old gold wedding ring with 2 rubies and a single diamond. You find 2 vials of holy water, a small scrap of red fabric that has grown musty and faded with age, a bill from a century-old. Okay. Wow. Set that wine over there for a second. A bill from nearly a century ago from a contracting company who worked on the cellar to cover up a cave-in. The bill had been paid in full.
In the cellar, it says specifically.
Yeah.
So maybe he murdered his wife. She's Red Lady.
Those are my features and traits.
Or she went down to get some wine and the cave-in happened and she died because of that.
And he wrote the letter on behalf. Ah, what?
But if she died by an accident, why would he try and cover it up by writing a letter?
I want
It's
to
an
start
accident.
inspecting the stonework around.
Maybe it wasn't his
See if I can spot where the cave-in happened.
Okay. Sure.
And I can add my proficiency. I can double my proficiency check to history checks in regards to stonework.
I'm going to investigate I'm going to look at the desk and check that out.
15.
And that's to look at the stone
I'm looking at the walls.
The
see if I
walls.
can spot
inside the secret room in particular.
secret room and the wine cellar. It said cellar, I believe, on the bill.
Okay.
I want to see where the cave-in happened.
Yeah, you can't
Where
really
there's
tell.
newer work.
Yeah, you can't really tell.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
can't really
Unless
discern.
it's stonework.
He's disappointed
Could be
in
made out
himself.
of wood.
Yeah, I mean, it can't really tell a whole lot. Elizabeth, I would like you to make an investigation check, and I'm going to tell you that you're doing that on the desk.
14.
14. Okay. At first glance, there doesn't seem to be too much special about the desk. However, you get a little bit closer to it and you start to, open drawers and pull out things. And you find a part of the desk. And as you run your hand along the underside of it, so this is the part where, you sit where your legs go, you're kind of running your hands under that and you feel like a joint.
Okay, yeah.
Right, and then you continue your arm, your hand going along, and you feel another joint. So there's like a secret drawer, and you kind of fiddle with it for a second, and you're playing with the underside of the desk, and you're kind of pressing along things, and there's like this decorative engraving that kind of goes along the edge of the desk, and you're just kind of running your hands over it, going pat 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 along the front of the desk, and you just find something, right, and you hear a click, and this drawer just kind of pops open a little bit, just enough so you can get your fingers on it and pull it open. Yep. As you pull it open, the only thing inside this drawer is a notebook. Looks like a journal.
I come back in the room. I don't see any evidence of this cave-in.
I found this.
All right, then. You gonna read it?
I go look at it.
Okay, so at first glance, as you go through the journal, it just seems to be a detailed account of his day-to-day life.
And murder?
And murder.
What does the handwriting look like?
It just looks like masculine handwriting.
Okay.
Give me a investigation check.
Am I hearing
15.
any of this from where I am?
You're inside the room now, aren't you? Or are you still outside?
I'm feeling like we could be locked in this room, so I'm sort of like hovering by the door.
Sure. Okay.
Very
Yeah.
nervous.
You're like, guys, what did you find?
Guys.
Guys.
I'm dancing around like,
Yeah.
I think he's the murderer. I think he's the murderer.
I get it.
15.
15. Okay, so as you're looking at this, especially with your skills as a sorcerer, you can see that this book is illusioned. The nature of the journal is actually a detailed recollection of his affairs with multiple women. The names include Leanna Hamilton, Camille Atkins, Tessa Bennett.
Sorry, Camel Atkins?
Sorry, Camille.
That's a nice name. Camel.
That's brilliant.
Camel. If we ever manage to get a campaign that plays on the off days, I don't care what race my character is, her name is Camel.
Right?
Yeah.
And her last name? Toe.
Atkins. Yeah. Oh my God. Camille Atkins. Good Lord. And the journal also reveals that Luca has a slowly growing obsession with young Sophie Taylor.
So this is Luca's journal.
And I hear, sorry, I hear this and I'm like, fucking told you so. Disgusting. I fucking hate that guy.
Right?
Oh my God.
So well, this could be evidence. Or
Could
at least
be.
motive.
Yeah.
So we never got any names for those other dead ladies, did we?
No. But Kehr, what I would like you to do is not so much an investigation on the stonework, but more of an investigation on the walls outside of the secret room.
Investigation.
Yeah.
18.
18. Okay. So because you have kind of been looking at the walls on the inside and you couldn't really see anything that looked any different, that might be some kind of cover up. As you're outside of the room, and I mean, there's the wall that has the wine from the bottom of the floor to the top that's completely full. You probably grab a couple of those and throw them in your satchel.
No, I don't take those.
No, you probably
We're
do.
working. We're
Because,
working.
Yeah, you are definitely working, but also, like, fuck Knight's
Wine.
Defiance. Because, excuse me, you've had a time.
Yeah, I forget he's got a criminal past. Too. So yeah, he probably does take a bottle.
So you help yourself out with a couple of those, and as you're
I'm adding
kind
those to inventory, by the way.
yeah, absolutely, you can decide if they're red or white wine. So as you're running your hands along the stonework on either side of the wine case, you hear a voice call out to you. Who has the lowest charisma?
Probably me. I got 8.
8.
I have,
I feel like tieflings usually have high
I'm fine.
charisma.
I'm
yeah.
fine. 12.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
fine.
10.
19.
What's gonna happen to me?
Definitely you. And all that you hear is,
Pretty stoned.
"Release me from my binds. You know where to look."
Do I?
Do I?
I say this out loud.
Will our inveterate inebriates manage to stagger to a victory over the adversity that hampers their imbibing? Or will their hangovers hamper their hearty adventures? Will they ever garner enough coin to clear their bar tab? Tune in next week for more antics of Vim and Vino. Don't miss out on more Wizards and Wine.